from the 20-yard line.
You're listening to the Casual Sports Show.
Palmer stepping away at first. Palmer extending the play. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to take it into Green Bay territory.
The show exclusively known as the voice of the Arizona Cardinals fan club, the Bird Gang.
Fitzgerald inside the 30, the 20. Larry Fitzgerald is insane.
Now with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Bird Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3, Bird Gang.
Welcome, Bird Gang, to another lovely Monday night. And Mondays are a lot better from a win.
Woo!
Welcome to another edition of the Casual Sports Show right here on KSRN, the best internet radio station on the web, bar none. And Sean and I will bring you again, as we do every Monday, what's going on, the latest in the Bird Gang. And, of course, what's going on with the Arizona Cardinals and any other sports we can talk about in the Casual House tonight. Want to be part of the show? Go ahead and follow us on all 4 avenues on social media. Facebook, which is complete with Facebook Live right now. And also Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, our YouTube page. I am Earl Burnett. He is Sean McConnell.
Yes, sir.
And we are ready to get this thing going. Also, don't forget, Bird Gang, to get on the website, www.ksrnaz.com, and download the mobile apps where you can go ahead and have this show at your beck and call. Anytime you want to listen to any other shows on the network, they will be available to you right there on the mobile apps. So how was the weekend, man?
Oh, man, you know, like...
Minus the Cardinal win.
Minus the Cardinal win. The Cardinal win was a good icing on the cake, but like as you know, we hadn't had Neutral Zone, or even I wasn't even on KSRN last Monday. Recovering, man, this virus or whatever it was just knocked me off my feet, man. It was brutal, but safe to say I'm now like 98% better, so ready to rock and roll, man. I'm good. How are you?
I don't know if I had the same thing or not, but whatever I had did the same thing. So. I think for me it was more like, okay, dude, you need to take a rest day, because I've been kind of just going and going and going. I figure if I keep going, I don't get sick.
Yeah. If I don't admit that it happened,
exactly.
It never happened.
But it doesn't work like that. That body will shut down, and did it shut down?
Yeah,
so
it shuts down hard, man.
Man, you ain't lying. It shut down hard. It makes you see that you ain't in total control of everything, but finally got back up and going and back on the trail again. So good to have you back.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And it's good to come back with a dang win. But let's find out what's going on in the world of sports, as we do every week.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
In the Casual House.
A lot of stuff going on that we could talk about. We're going to talk about, well, this is our time to talk about it, actually. Monday Night Football, I don't think it's a contest. Last I checked, the Saints were pretty much having their way. What's the count in that game, man?
Oh, you caught me off guard here. I have the Suns game on instead because I thought the Saints were going to destroy the Colts. The Saints are, in fact, destroying the Colts 27-0 in the third quarter with 7 minutes left.
I just tried to warn you, because I said when I last looked at it, they were kind of just pulling away. And
that's a blowout.
Michael Thomas is just amazing, man. That kid is I know we keep saying this over and over, that we keep saying that we passed on him, but we passed on him. I mean, I know quarterbacks usually make receivers, and sometimes system makes the receiver, but this dude is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I think if we had taken him, he'd been good regardless. But so that game is pretty much nothing. Then, of course, we can talk about what's going on in the NFL. Of course, the playoffs are starting to shaping out.
Yep.
And, man, who would have thought that the Seattle Seahawks would be the top seed right now? And can you believe that?
They're outplaying their coverage, man. They are playing a lot better than I thought they were. This is going to be the year that they were going to regress to the mean, as Jay always says. And they just keep proving me wrong, and it just gets under your skin, man.
What does that say about the NFL, though, if the Seahawks are the number 1 seed in the NFC? What is that saying about the NFC? Is that, like, watered down or what? I mean, because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Seattle's not a good team. I'm just saying they don't look like a dominant team.
Right. I mean, this is a Seahawks team that doesn't have the defense they used to have. I mean, they let the Panthers put up 24. Panthers are a good team, but they're not what you expected them to be, especially without Cam Newton. Yeah, this is a weird NFC race right now. Seattle's just doing things that I think no one expected. Everyone expected this to be like the Saints division running away with it almost. They expected the Rams to do better. They aren't doing better. And this is just a weird NFC matchup. Everyone, I think, is just expecting to see the Ravens just kind of take over. This is more like everyone's looking at the AFC now, getting all excited when the NFC they're good. I really don't know what to expect. It's kind of hard to read.
Every single year, well, I won't say every year, but most of the time, the front runners all season long that you put down and say, oh, those two teams definitely going to make it. One of them doesn't make it, so all the time.
Yeah.
So we're looking at both sides. Like, we know we're looking at the Ravens and we're looking at the 49ers. We're like, those two are just destined to match up in the Super Bowl, right? But what team do you think sneak in there and say, just hold on a second, because matchups are everything. So what team could come in there and sneak in there? Could it be this Saints team? Could it be those Green Bay Packers? Could it be the Seattle Seahawks to actually make it to the Super Bowl?
I mean, Russell Wilson's playing out of his mind, and I got to give him credit where credit's due, but I really like the Saints team. I like the Saints against the Ravens. That just seems like a fun Super Bowl to watch with the fan bases, with the play on offense, and even the defenses are respectable on both teams. So I'd love to see that. It's always better said than done, but it's the NFL playoffs. Anything can happen. I mean, you could have an 8-8 team come in and do weird things. I'm not saying that the Cowboys are going to do anything, because they're probably going to end up 8-8 and make the playoffs, but
they will. Yeah, they're going to win that division at 8-8 or 9-7 for sure.
Oh, and it makes you sick. But
I would love to see the Saints and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That would be cool.
That would be fun.
Never seen before, something we've never seen before with both offenses. Okay, then we can also switch gears over to our Suns, who are at home tonight to Portland. What's the update, man?
Now the Suns are currently they're winning by a little bit more, but now it's 59-50 in the second quarter. About a minute and a half left in the second. No Booker, so gonna have to find points somewhere.
No Booker, and tomorrow DeAndre Ayton comes back.
DeAndre Ayton, man, I know. So we talked about this a little bit. I'm not going to go in on it, but I hope that Ayton doesn't turn into one of those candies that's soft in the middle. We need a center that's, a little bit crunchy in the middle, not so soft in the middle. If he comes back, you better play a lot like Baines and just get tough, real tough, especially on D.
I would imagine it's going to take him some time to get in game shape.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can practice all you want, but the game's going to always be faster. It's going to always be more physical. So you got to get ready to be in game shape. We probably give him 10 games maybe, or maybe 5 to 7 games to get back into a flow of it and get into a good shape, good shape where he can kind of make a difference. But they're doing pretty good without Booker. They played a pretty good game the other night. They should have won that game too. But
Mexico City, but you know what it is with refs in San Antonio against the Suns. It never goes our way, man.
Had that game in their hands though. They kind of choked it away almost to a point, being careless with the basketball. They had an inbound play that would have been all you would have been doing was shooting free throws, and you could have put it away. But they threw the ball off Rubio. Rubio bounced out of bounds because somebody was holding him, and they didn't call a foul on him. So
no, of course not.
That happens when we play the Spurs. We never get calls, and they get everything.
They get the calls, man. They get the respect of the league somehow.
And we can also talk about something that we don't see often, but the only team seem to be making big name moves is the Diamondbacks. Granky, and now they bring in Madison Bumgarner. It's like, okay, at least the Diamondbacks are going after something.
Mad Bum is an intriguing signing to me. I don't know exactly what he has left in the tank. I mean, he brings experience, he brings pedigree, which is something that money can't necessarily buy. You just get that, and it's invaluable to a team. And what he brings, what is most important, is a bit of nasty to this team. A team that was able to just give up runs left and right and have no answer for it. Mad Bum would come in and shut that down right away with his command.
Now, can he be the same Bumgarner is the whole point. Because every time we get somebody to come to Arizona, they tend to digress. I mean, they tend to, go the other way, and they don't end up being the person they were at when they were on another team.
Looking at you, Terrell Suggs.
You know. Speaking of, that was what the next thing I was going to have on the list. The Chiefs picked up Terrell Suggs.
And Terrell Suggs, it said he was not going to report.
But Chiefs picked him up. What's that?
They said he wasn't going to report if it wasn't the Ravens, and now they're saying, oh, he might report. Oh, it must be nice to be picked up by the Chiefs.
I'll report.
You know?
How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off?
And Terrell got fired on his day off and landed in a pretty nice spot, if you ask me, going to Kansas City.
Well, you wanted the Ravens, but you're going to get them in a different way. You're going to get them in an AFC championship game.
Yeah.
They're going to probably run right over you.
Yeah,
so.
they just might.
Oh, man. And then, of course, sadly to say, of course, always going on in the world of sports every time this guy is in the league, you just wait for it to happen. Receiver for the Seattle Seahawks, Josh Gordon, is suspended again, and indefinitely for the performance-enhancing drugs.
Josh Gordon.
Is a performance-enhancing drug still weed, or is it weed? Still?
No, it's never weed. That's more of a substance abuse.
I'm saying with that guy, it's like every time he's out of the league, weed's got something to do
with
it.
You think they just mislabeled it? Like it's creatine mixed with weed? Is that what you're thinking it is?
Something like that. It's like this dude just cannot stay. How does he keep getting? How many chances does one guy get?
He gets a lot, but I tell you what, he's going to be at the league office at the podium, and he's going to sound a lot like this.
You can't handle the truth.
And that's just the way it is. You just can't handle the truth, man. Josh just takes stuff, and he finds a way to get back on the field.
I don't know. That kid's got some issues that really need some real big time help from a lot of different ways and different people, I'm sure, if he reaches out. But I don't think he's reaching out to the right people, or he doesn't want to reach out to the right people, because usually when people stay in that same predicament, they don't want to get saved. So
that's true. Very true.
But also we can look at too that the Heisman Trophy was won by Joe Burrow of the LSU Tigers, which was pretty much a foregone conclusion for how long now?
It was for a while. Ever since Tua went down, I would say that's when it changed.
Right, exactly. Yep, and all those 4 kids that were up there on the finals are all going to meet somehow in these big games that are coming up. So it's going to be kind of cool to see that. I'm hoping that Ohio State gets to play LSU. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I just want to see the best matchup, man. The playoff format has been exciting, and it brings a new level to college football. But in the end, I still want to see a very exciting championship game. I don't want to see a runaway game. So whichever 2 teams are going to be the best ones to match up. I know I don't follow college football as close as I should, but I want to see a good game all around.
Unless it's got ASU around, and we already know where we always end up with that.
Fair enough.
Speaking of ASU football, Eno Benjamin has already declared that he's going to be going into dress. I don't think he's going to be at the Sun Bowl. And today, Brandon Ayuk is going to not play in the Sun Bowl and get ready for the combine. So
business decisions.
Congratulations to those 2 guys. And I mean, I'm really curious to see where Brandon goes, because I got a feeling he's going to top N'Keal Harry in the draft. I just got a feeling.
Interesting. Well, N'Keal went last in the first round, right?
He was the last pick in the first round. I think this kid's going to go somewhere around 20, 21, somewhere somewhere higher than N'Keal did. I don't know why.
Bad news is he's not going to be high enough for us, so we're going to have to end up passing on him just out of value.
You think? I mean, dang. I mean, where we're going to be at is probably what? 8, 9, or 10, 11, somewhere in that range.
Tankathon.com right now, if the season ended at 4-9-1, we'd be the 6th pick in the draft.
Oh, 6?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, better get CeeDee Lamb then.
He could be there at 6.
Yeah, he could be there in the second round. He won't be in the second round. I doubt that. So I don't think we're going to waste a whole number 1 pick on a receiver. That don't sound like a Steve Keim move. But,
wasting first-round picks? Are you kidding me? That's his specialty.
But, hey, I think that kid's going to be pretty good, though. You match him with his old quarterback, I just got a feeling that's just going to be like just gold if you get him.
And coach, too.
Yeah, really, I don't see it happening. And then finally, in the NBA, the trade deadline's coming up on the 15th, and the Suns should go get who?
It sounds like James Jones is okay with getting nobody. I mean, I don't blame him this year. Every year I'm usually saying do something, and they usually do something weird. But, you can't really trade anybody right now if you don't know what you have when DeAndre Ayton's going to come back for a couple games at that point. Correct. And then the deadline passes. You got to see what he's going to be able to bring to this team that they have something. I don't know if it's an eighth seed in the NBA, but they have something. It's exciting. Got to see what Ayton can bring.
Right. I agree with that too. But if it's one person I would really love for them to go try and get, I would love to see Aaron Gordon in a Suns uniform.
That
I would
be
love
exciting.
to see it. And there's an opportunity where he could be available, but that probably won't happen because you got to give up something to get something.
Give up a lot to get him.
Right. But you're listening to the Casual Sports Show. We're going to get back here and get into who's coming in the house tonight. We got a Bird Gang representative going to come in and represent on what's going on in the Bird Gang and how you can be involved in the community. And we'll get back to that. Stick around, Bird Gang. www.ksrnaz.com is where you listen at and get those apps downloaded. We'll be right back. Stick around.
We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a while, so don't nobody go nowhere.
Alexa, who is the #1 radio station on the web?
KSRN, the hottest internet radio station on the web. If you have a podcast or have music and want to be heard, drop us a line at www.ksrnaz.com. The exclusive voice of the Bird Gang, your casual sports radio network.
This is Larry Fitzgerald. You listen to the exclusive voice of the Bird Gang, Casual Sports.
Hey, Arizona, this is Earl Burnett, the Casual Sports Show. I want to invite you to the hottest sports bar in the Valley. Experience the lodge mentality of Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is so much more than your typical sports bar. This lounge welcomes every guest with the World Series walk-offs and barrel-aged whiskey. The second you walk inside, you're surrounded by a lodge full of friendly and attentive Twin Peak girls serving it up from scratch. Only here can you truly embrace the lodge mentality. Twin Peaks. Nothing sets us apart more than our signature 29 draft beers, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce man-sized mugs. Our rotating selection of fan favorites and in-house brews are the guests' trusted companion in victory or defeat. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Again, this is Patrick Peterson, and you're listening to the Casual Sports Show.
Welcome back into the Casual House Bird Gang. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell.
Yep.
Every Monday night we do this for you to give you the recap of the Cardinals and, of course, what's going on in our Bird Gang community. And I told you guys that every week we're going to have the Bird Gang come in and let you know what's going on with what they're doing in the community. So I love this segment. I love this. We're going to start getting a lot of those people coming around that you get to see what's going on. And there's a lot of things behind the scenes that nobody really knows what's going on. A lot of people don't know about what's going on. So we like to bring these people in and let them show you what they're doing in the community out there for you. And we want you guys to definitely get involved. So with no further ado, we're going to get the Bird Gang representative in the house. So here we go. Where's my Bird Gang call out? Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen, and listen, and listen.
All right, Bird Gang. I have in the house tonight representing the Bird Gang, representing Go to Bat for Kids. Good friend of mine. We're going to be doing a lot of things coming up together in the Bird Gang. I mean, for the KSRM, the radio station, and Go to Bat for Kids. And I have the founder and CEO, Christy Rodricks, is on the line. Are you with us, Christy? You with us?
Yeah, I can barely hear you though.
Oh, okay. Let me get you turned up here. Let me turn my music down. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's so much better.
Oh, great. Sorry about that. Little audio issue there. Little audio issue there. Earl Burnett. I got Sean McConnell on the other line. He's the co-host of the show.
How you doing?
Hello.
She said hello. So go ahead and tell the Bird Gang, first of all, a little bit about yourself and how your organization got started, and then, of course, about a few of these events that you got coming up for Go to Bat for Kids.
Yes, so my name's Christy Rodricks, and I started helping out Glenn over at DBAT Mesa. He has an organization called the Arizona RBI Program. They go into inner cities here in the Valley, and they put on sports and softball programs for kids who normally wouldn't have the opportunity to play ball.
Right.
And so I was just looking to get involved and help, and we sat down and I asked him what his needs were, and he started telling me about how he is having kids in the Arizona RBI program who are elevating their level of play to be able to get college scholarships, but some of them are having to turn down the college scholarships because of financial hardship or lifestyle hardships. And so, you know, I'm a single mom with two boys who play sports, and he told me about this kid named Mikey, and how Mikey grew up in a single mom family, and how, you know, Mikey didn't even have the opportunity to be able to play Little League. So he basically learned playing in the streets how to play baseball. And then he made his high school baseball team. That's how talented this kid is, without any kind of training. And he played for 4 years in high school and got a scholarship to go play for the University of New Mexico. And he had to turn it down.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, he had to turn it down. And by the end of the story, was just sitting there with tears in my eyes, because, you know, I have a 16-year-old and I have a 13-year-old, and that could be my children in the next couple of years.
Wow.
And, you know, that just, as a mom, that just really, it's just really hard to see, because you watch how hard it is for these boys and these girls to, you know, try out, make the teams, and then to give the opportunity to get a scholarship and then have to turn it down. That's just heartbreaking. So we put together this group called Go to Bat for Kids, and we are dedicated to helping the Arizona RBI program try to raise scholarship money. So that way the kids that normally would have to turn down these scholarships and the opportunity to play college ball will actually get to, you know, fulfill it, and they'll get to go to college and hopefully break the cycle that they've grown up in.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's what we're doing.
All right. And so you to that effort, give us a few of the events that you're going to be doing to try to help aid in that.
Yeah, so we have a couple events coming up in 2020. I can't believe that's like right around the corner.
Oh yeah,
It's insane. But we are going to be doing a cornhole tournament over at DBAT Peoria, most likely in March sometime. So if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, Go to Bat for Kids, you'll be able to see all of the events coming up. And then we are looking to host a golf tournament and then do like a casino night. So that's also coming up in the springtime. It's just trying to figure out what days to plan it with spring training and all these tournaments that we're in right now.
That's awesome, though. I mean, there's something about cornhole. Everybody loves cornhole.
I love cornhole, man.
It just draws attention. I don't know why. But...
Let me tell you about these cornhole boxes.
Oh,
so we
okay.
had these cornhole boxes custom made by Bombardier Aviation down in Tucson.
Wow.
So they put in $30,000 worth of paint job work in these cornhole boards.
Wow.
And we have 8 different Arizona sports teams that people will have the opportunity to win.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, we get those on the radio station here and kind of get people involved to get it to try to see if they can win one of those things. Those sound pretty cool.
I can send you over the pictures.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely do that. I definitely want to see one with the KSRN logo on. That'd be awesome.
Well, we can make that happen for you.
All right. Well, okay. Well, we're going to try to see if we can get you in here periodically as we lead up to those events and get the Bird Gang to come out and flock to this event, because that sounds like a pretty good thing you're doing over there. And we definitely going to do all we can on our end to get some more people involved in this for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate all your support, and it's going to take, a village. It's going to take the community to come around and help empower these kids to help, break their cycle and just give them the opportunity that, they wouldn't have had without our help.
Exactly. Because if we don't do it, who's going to do it,
Right.
Exactly. Yep. We appreciate what you're doing out there as well. So keep in touch with us. We'll be in touch with you, of course. I know that. And give us those dates when you get a chance, and let everybody know right now where they can reach you if they want to get in touch with some more information about the whole thing that's going on with going to bat for kids.
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook, and it's spelled out exactly like it sounds. Go to Bat for Kids, or you can find us on Instagram. Go to Bat for Kids, and it has like a little silhouette of a guy batting, and so it's easy to find.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. And
Thank you so much. I appreciate your guys' support.
All right. You have a good night, and we'll catch up to you later.
Thanks, Christy.
All right. Thanks. That was good.
Bye. Okay, so that's what's going down, and we're gonna get a lot of those people coming in here. That's going to be having wonderful events like that. And I'm glad it's so far out, so we get some time to kind of get some leeway on it. But we're going to transition into our Cardinal talk here in a second. So stick around, Bird Gang. We'll be right back in a flash.
Hey, yo, what's good, Bird Gang? This is Jay Love. And where do you go when you want to get all the information about the Arizona Cardinals? Of course, you come to Casual Sports in the Casual House. You can.
This is Cliff Kingsbury, and you're listening to the second best sounding voice in the Valley, Casual E, on the Casual Sports Show here on KSRN, Arizona.
All right, Bird Gang, welcome back into the Casual House. And we're going to go ahead and transition into our Cardinals talk, because it was a wonderful game that went down on Sunday. We finally got to see a glimpse of what this team can look like.
Man,
does that look good or what? That's
I'll take
the best day game we've ever seen this team play all season. And I mean, with a few tweaks, man. I was just thinking this the other day after watching that game yesterday. Actually, not the other day, but yesterday. Looking at how it was a few tweaks that the 49ers did when they were 4-12, and a few tweaks that the Rams did when they were 4-12. Those few tweaks where you get that offense going the year before, where at the end of the year it starts to finally come together, and then the next year is where it flourishes. I kind of think that's where we are right now. If we can finish strong, I mean, even if it's a loss, let's finish fighting. With that type of output, And man, the right pieces, man, you could be looking at a team that's ready to challenge for a playoff run.
Well, in order to do that, we got to fix that defense first. We both know that.
Of course, we know that. But that's going to be, of course, Mr. Kimes' his deal. So we will see how that goes.
Yeah, he's got a lot he's got to fix. He's got to I don't know. You got to spend all these draft picks on that defense, man, if you're me. But they might have to use one for an offensive lineman, maybe another wide receiver, depending on what Larry does. And I just don't know. Do we even know if he's going to be making those picks? That's another question we have. I think he is. You think he is, but
he'll be making it. He's not going anywhere.
There's some doubt. There's some hope by some fans that he won't be, but speculation still at this point, I think.
Yeah, well, that game Sunday helps his cause because his quarterback that he picked, had a good game and led them to a victory.
And not just his quarterback,
his coach.
Drake showed up nice. What comes to be the steal of the century with this guy? What, 4 touchdowns?
Absolutely. So you can't dismiss that, man. No, that saves him for the time being. That saves him. So, I mean, going into that game to recap that game, let's recap that game because it was a pretty good game to watch. That was surprising to watch, actually.
Yeah, from the get-go, from the first drive.
And remember last week when we were talking about the simple things, like the coin toss?
Which the Cowboys can't figure out, apparently.
Dak and them can't figure it out. but the coin toss and Cleveland defers to the Cardinals was their way of declaring our defense is good enough to stop that offense.
And they didn't.
And so now you just hand the momentum over. That's why I said last week, why are you deferring? Take the ball. Let's just get some momentum going. And I'm glad they got the ball and they went right into the momentum right out of the gate.
Hey, shout out to Steve Wilkes for giving us that great rushing defense that he's so known for. I mean, what did we give up? We gave them a good whopping, I think it was 260 rushing yards of offense with Murray and Drake and even David Johnson getting in there. Thank you so much, Steve. We really appreciate it.
But that drive got started, of course, from the momentum from the running game. Like our man Drake just came off and he just was a beast all day.
Hands the ball off to start things off to Kenyon Drake, and Drake high steps through the defense and across the 20 and moves the pile. Second down and 1. And another first down, and Kenyon Drake is getting close to Brown's territory. Claps his hands, and there he goes. And he runs the option to Kenyon Drake into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. It's a 5-yard sprint for Drake.
He was just getting started, man. So I love how Murray ran that option play. How
that option was beautiful.
He ran it correctly where he didn't just get it and pitch it right away. He ran it up into the gap.
And then just, whoop.
Drew the 2 guys to him and then dished it out.
You couldn't do it any better in Madden if you wanted to, man. Kenyon Drake, 22 carries, 137 yards. Beasting.
Hey, man, speaking of that, I can never run a dang screen in Madden. I've been trying to do that. And you get
that's your problem because you're running the option instead of the screen. You don't even know what you're running anymore, man.
And then the Cleveland Browns did the exact same thing we did on their first drive. Looked pretty good, coming right down the field. Went right down the field on us until our defense said, "Today we gonna get that crucial stop finally that we need to get."
Took all year to get here.
First down to the 20-yard line. Mayfield to throw again, looking toward the end zone for Beckham. He overthrows him, and Peterson gets the interception. He'll take a knee in the end zone. He promised Jay Feely on Friday he'd get an INT, and he gets it here in the first quarter.
Now, how cool is that to see Patrick show up in the game and actually be Patrick?
And, there's a lot of words saying that he just looked different in practice, and he was saying, his legs are finally under him. I hope it's true. We got to see more from him to really buy back in. He's digging himself out of a huge hole this year, and that is a step in the right direction. So shout out to Pat. We got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, maybe we should simulate that we playing OBJ every week. He said that's kind of got him up a little bit too. So that was pretty awesome to see him actually show up at a game and look like his old self. Where he's, you know what, I really want to look at that too. He just see the difference of what we were talking about. People were thinking we were just saying it was just his body and all this, and it had a lot to do with effort too, because the game that he played against with Woods when the Rams were running down our throats, and he had him just walking on the field when he caught the touchdown pass, he was just jogging to the guy. Did you see him on that first attempt? They tried to throw the deep ball to OBJ, and he dove for the ball, even though he couldn't get it. He still dove for it.
Yeah, it just seemed like a totally different guy, almost like he flipped that switch.
That's the effort we're talking about. We want to see that. Even if you can't get it, at least be there and try hard for it. And that's what he did. He looked really good. But
What the hell's going on out here?
So we where we leave off there? That was the score at
the interception.
Interception, right? But we didn't convert on that interception. We didn't do anything with it. Cleveland got us off the field. But Murray did some things too. So let me see where we at on the highlight here.
Kyler Murray back to work. He'll give it himself. Little RPO. He'll keep it. He's got some daylight inside Browns territory. He makes a couple of men miss. Now he's got a block. And he is spun down at the 32-yard line. Denzel Ward makes the tackle.
I thought for sure he was just going to stay straight down the sideline and turn on the Jets and outrun them two dudes.
Yeah, that would have been tough to do. Impressive for sure.
But he said the guy had the angle on him. I said, I don't think so, man. If you look at that tape, if he'd just turned on the Jets like he exploded out of there the first time and just turned the Jets on, he probably would have scored on that play. But it was good to see him just make that defense just scared now, because now it's dangerous. It's like this dude could come out of there at any given time and just run the ball all the way down for 35 yards. That was pretty cool.
He looked like a human cheat code for sure, and it was lucky that he got tackled on that one regardless, because that was a shoestring tackle, and he was running horizontally instead of vertically. So the Browns lucked out on that one in a big way.
And that, of course, set up the man of the hour again for his second stint in the end zone.
They hand it off to Drake, goes right through the middle, dives to the end zone, touchdown, Arizona. On top 13-0.
It's not often we on top 14-0 in a game.
Not at all, especially not with a 6-play, 67-yard drive either.
Right. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, exactly. And so the Browns finally get their workhorse going. And, man, that Nick Chubb is no joke. He just ran the ball down our throats.
They run the ball with Chubb, and Chubb's got the first down and more. Inside Cardinals territory to the 36-yard line. Second down at 6. Chubb again. Chubb's got the first down. Hurdles over a defender inside the 10. Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns are on the board. 33 yards for Nick Chubb. It's his 8th touchdown run of the year.
I said before that game that was going to be key to them beating us in this game, was their running game. And I thought it was going to be their screen game. I thought it was going to be their screen game that killed us, but we played the screen game pretty good in that game.
Yeah, we had it pretty bottled up.
Yeah, but we couldn't stop the run. We gave up 127 yards to Chubb.
Chubb had a day, and the run defense just wasn't ready.
No. No. He wasn't ready.
Wasn't ready, man.
But the next drive, man, we were about to go back down the field on him again, but Kyler just got a little lazy with the ball, and he thought he had a guy wide open because he kind of guided it instead of threw it, and ended up throwing the pick.
And Murray has it intercepted. Matt Wilson is tripped up by Kyler Murray on the sidelines. That's the 13th interception of the year.
Oh, but you gotta love his pissed off tackle. Oh man, that was an awesome tackle. You don't want him doing too much of that, but that was an awesome tackle.
It just seemed like the defender was just hiding behind another one just so perfectly that they just kind of molded into one guy, and then he popped out at the last second. That's one of those weird ones, but at least Kyler stopped the return. So
exactly, and at the same time, here's another one of those crucial stops that we finally get that we never get. They hold him to the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So they hold him to the field goal. So it's 14-10. And then the Cards go on a awesome 11-play, 87-yard drive with the last 4 minutes of the half, when we normally don't do that, but when the half is because usually the other team scoring on us going out in the half. And Murray just, man, he was on point with that one going into the half.
On second down, Murray has time to the back of the end zone for Arnold. A leaping attempt. Did he get it? He did. Touchdown, Cardinals. Take a look. Is he in?
Look at Dan Arnold go up and high point that ball, catch it at the highest point. There's the left foot. There's the right foot. The ball doesn't move. Excellent job.
Man, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Dan Arnold, who?
Who? Came in, made a hell of a catch, man. I was like, man, that looked like a all-pro tight end catching that ball, man.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we'll take that.
The word is that he was mossing people left and right in practice and making guys go ooh and ah. So, hey, put him in the field, see what he can do.
Man, 21-10 at halftime. We're up, and in my mind, I'm going, at some point, we're about to let this team back in this game. I mean, I'm sorry.
You feel it.
That's just what we do. But Cleveland came out in the third quarter, went right down the field, got the touchdown back.
Second and goal. Off the play fake. Baker to the left. He's got a wide open receiver. Touchdown, Browns. Ricky Seals-Jones returns to Glendale to get the touchdown reception for Cleveland.
Our old familiar Bird Gang, a Bird Gang friend of ours, comes back and happens to be playing in the tight end position, which we cannot guard. And so he's definitely looking to have a good game in that game.
I told you I thought he was going to have 20 touchdowns, but you know we love Ricky, so I was happy for him. I can't be mad at him.
I'm like, how the heck is that even possible? But then the Cardinals said, okay, that's okay. It's 21-17, but we answered right back and get the pass interference on Christian Kirk, and that leads to Drake again.
Cardinals are knocking on the door from the 1-yard line.
Drake moved there. They didn't call it.
He gets the handoff, goes up the middle, moves the pile toward the goal line. No signal yet. Now touchdown, Arizona. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. It's his third touchdown.
3 touchdowns, 1 Kyler Murray touchdown throw, and they're up 28-17.
17,
yeah, 20-17. Like, wow. Okay, I'm still not convinced at this point that we're going to win this game.
With 3 touchdowns by Drake, you still didn't feel it.
I wasn't feeling it yet.
Oh, man.
Wasn't feeling it yet. But this next thing kind of helped me go, okay, we might be able to get this thing because Cleveland started going down the field on us. I'm like, okay, they're going down the field, but it's 3. Here's the 3 crucial stops. The defense made the good stops and kept them from scoring the touchdown. So that's the 3rd time, and they get the field goal, and there's a missed field goal. I'm like, oh, wow, they missed the field goal.
From 45 yards.
Right. I mean, then it's like, okay, so if we score on this next drive, oh, we got this game.
And it's Drake again, who has 3 of those touchdowns, making 4 into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. It's a 17-yard scamper.
That was a sign of a team that just quit.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
when you get in your mouth shoved with football down your throat, you just say, okay, look, we've had enough. And you start seeing a bunch of people just putting their head down on the sideline crying, and it's like, what the heck? Come on, fight, play, man.
Not just crying. I mean, the word out from Jay Glazer and the likes is that not just Odell, but other players like Landry himself are saying, come get me to the sidelines. I mean, I won't mind having Landry on our team next year.
I would love
He's fine by me.
But if he don't like how things are going, then is he going to do that same thing everywhere he go? I would think.
Ask all the veterans we cut this year what happens to that. So
now the Cardinals are leading 35-17. And right on the next play, when Cleveland got the ball back, here's somebody we was just talking about. We love Ricky Seals-Jones, but isn't this so Ricky Seals?
Play clock down to 5. Mayfield, middle of the field. Pass is complete to Ricky Seals-Jones. He fumbled the ball. It's picked up by the Cardinals. Jalen Thompson along the sidelines. Then the ball jarred loose. He's holding his wrist. I don't know if he was down or not. It was
part of why he wasn't here again.
Yeah, it's rough because you have that whole moment of like, why did we let you go when he scores a touchdown to, oh, yeah, I remember why.
Yeah, I remember.
I hope he's not hurt. I hope his wrist is okay after that. Obviously, you don't want to see that happen to anybody. But, yeah, it benefited the Cardinals, so can't be mad at a fumble.
Drake gets off another good run, and then, of course, we get the field goal 38-17 to give up the cheap touchdown at the end. We give up the cheap touchdown at the end to Ricky again, and the Cardinals put it away, finishing it off 38-24. Man, you gotta love it though, a win like that to where the other team start to fight back, and they just kept scoring. They just kept the foot on the throttle and put it on their throat at the end. I said, man, if we can play like that, you shore up that defense a little bit better. And man, sky's the limit for that team, man. It's like, wow, I loved it. I had to watch the tape twice just to make sure it actually happened.
Now, you know the pessimist in me is going to come out, right? I told you when Pat had that interception, it's not hard to get an interception when Baker's playing.
Oh, he said it himself in his own interview that we know Baker's going to kind of get.
He's going to throw some
gunslinging.
And it's not hard to go for 200 plus rushing yards when you got Steve Wilkes for calling the defense. But hey, you know what?
You play to win the game.
You don't give up. You play to win the game. That's what the game is played, man.
It's
messed up. It's true. It's true. Hey, we played the Browns. They may have a better record, but they're not a better team.
That's true. But okay, so Drake is the man. Did that game just cement him as our starting running back? And no matter what happens next year, you have to do what it takes to bring that kid back.
I'm afraid to see what this man's going to do. He just got his first win all year. Think about it. He hasn't won all year.
Right.
He just got that win. He might go for 6 touchdowns next week.
I know. I don't know about the 6 touchdowns, but I think he's going to run hard.
Oh, man.
And what I'm seeing is what he was saying in his presser after the game is, when I first got here the first week, it was Kyler saying, here, do this, do that. I'm going to hand you over this, kind of guiding him through the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Now he knows the offense, and he's not looking at what to do at the same time trying to run through a hole. Now he knows what he's doing. Like, I'm just going to hit this hole because I know I can see the safeties. He was saying everything. I can see whatever this play is going on. I can see it now. And if he can come off like that, I don't care if he's getting 3, 4, 5 yards. You don't have to always get those big chunk yards. If he runs as hard as he's running right now, he's definitely got to bring that kid back, because he matches this offense perfectly.
Right. I mean, part of the run game is to just keep the defense honest. You don't always have to hit those big chunks, but
it's true.
It's weird hearing a running back say these things, because we haven't had one to admit that he doesn't have to think on the field. We've had ones that say they're thinking too much on the field, and are subsequently benched for it. Drake has to be re-signed. I don't think there's a question about it. I think whether or not you can move David Johnson is irrelevant. I think you pay whatever money you need to keep Drake, and roster be damned, you have to do what you have to do to keep this man, because he is the puzzle piece. I mean, I feel bad because we haven't seen as much as Chase, but this is like anything in any sport. You don't sit the hot hand down, and Drake has been nothing but hot, minus a couple of games here and there that have just been bad game plans, but the man has been so on fire, you can't sit him down. He is just a walking fantasy point machine.
You can't waste the opportunities either with somebody else coming there wasting plays.
Absolutely.
This dude came here ready to run people over.
I just felt like running. I just felt like running.
You had a soundbite in the bag. You didn't even tell me. Oh, my goodness.
He just felt like running. They asked him after the game how he felt about his performance.
I don't know. I just feel like the win itself, we talked all week long about just playing a real dominant style of football, you know what I mean? And, there was a couple of gift-wrapped ones where I was on the 1-yard line, so all I do was just fall forward. The O-line did a great job with, pushing the pile, and I was able to just fall in. A couple of other plays where I didn't get touched going into the end zone. So, I mean, sometimes, it just kind of falls in your favor. And I'm, blessed to be and have the opportunity to go out here and just play this game that I love. Because it's the next game, next opportunity. We knew it was, going to be the last time we were going to play at home this year, play in front of these fans, go out here and, give them something to cheer about, going into the offseason. So we took it upon ourselves to just play the ball that we know we could play, since I've been here. We've been in all of our games except for one. And we just felt like we owed it to ourselves, we owed it to the city, to our fans to go out there and, put a lasting effect on them. And, I feel like that's what we did.
Good teammate. Good teammate.
Hey, but did it sound like he kind of just said that this is like he's the guy?
Right.
He said we've been in almost every game since I've been here. I don't know about when David was the man, but when I've been here, we've been in almost every game. It sounds. I mean, he's a humble guy. I'm just kind of playing it up a little bit.
I think he was leaning more towards meaning he just now, since he got there, he just won a game now. We got to see what he's.
I want someone to puff their chest a little bit and say something.
Yeah, there could always be a secret message in there somewhere. Who knows? We know we can dig it out of there in a minute. But they asked him also about next year.
I'm taking one game at a time. So, the things I focus on, is the old cliche, being where my feet are. So, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
He knows he's about to get paid.
He must be talking to Larry.
He knows
one game at a time.
He know he about to get paid, man, because it's like, okay, he just came in and took a fantasy football a player that was going to be the next big whatever and just erased him.
He just blew it all up.
Just erased him. Like, dude, you're not doing it right. Let me show you how to do it. You're not doing it right. Now, what do you do with David? Now, he's on the sideline, and to his credit, wants to get involved and says, put me on kickoff returns or something. And they put him back there on a few kicks. So it's like, man, that just seems to me that he's being phased out, and they're making their transition to keep this kid Drake and finna move on next year. But they're gonna say all the right things leading up to that. But that's about the writing's on the wall, man.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, I don't see a scenario. I mean, there are obviously options, but I don't see a scenario where you keep David in that contract when you're about to pay Drake a big contract. Well, a relatively good sized contract. He's not going to get Zeke money or something, but he's going to get a good contract. And then you have Chase, who is right now better than David Johnson, so you need him too. And eventually he's going to need a contract. So you're going to spend all your money on 3 running backs. It's not happening. David Johnson's going to be probably on another roster next year. I just don't see there being a restructure. No guy in their right mind likes to give up free money that's already theirs. I don't see a trade partner that's willing to take this contract. It's going to have to be a cut and eat most of this money situation, which is rough and could be the final nail in Steve Keim's coffin post-draft, but kind of is what it is. Collateral damage at this point. David Johnson is going to be on another roster. I still wish him the best, and I wish that he stays the heck away from the NFC.
Sitting back there in the cut will be Tampa Bay. I'm telling you. I don't care what anybody say. I just got a feeling BA sees the running back that he drafted, sees the running back that made his offense go the way it went when he was here. See how he used David Johnson, how he got him where he wanted him to do, and how he's got Jameis Winston playing a little bit better. He's changing him. I mean, BA is the type of guy that can get that kid and get him back to where he's supposed to be at. But he's not gonna come and do it at a trade like you're saying. He's gonna wait in the range till we cut this dude. He's gonna get him cheap and make him come up back. He'll be over there in Tampa Bay probably. So I kind of see that happening.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, we always like to connect dots that are closest to each other, and this is the easiest dot to connect if you're asking anybody. I don't see him going to any other team. I know Tyrann Mathieu came out and said he should come to the Chiefs, but, I mean, he says that about everybody he used to play with, so it's really no different there. I mean, Tampa makes perfect sense just because it's the offense that David knows, too. And, I mean, as we can tell, there's a bit of a learning curve with new offenses that David has experienced since B.A. left. Why not go with the familiar?
Exactly. Yep, I agree. We got to switch and give these last few minutes to the legend himself, who everybody is thinking and saying that he is probably played his last game as a Cardinal in State Farm Stadium. And you know what, man? Until I heard that interview, I was convinced he was coming back, and I was thinking, nah, he's coming back. But I heard today's interview, and some of the scenarios wrapped around today's interview made me go, for the first time, going, oh, he could actually hang him up. I was kind of like, oh, man, is he really thinking about hanging him up? Because for the first time, this is the first time I've seen, as the media group around him, his dad is there. His dad is there with his camera out and his little recorder because he's part of the media as well.
Yep.
His dad is interviewing him and trying to get the scoop. And here, I was like, usually he's never there. He's never in the locker room doing that. And then he was on a tweet saying some things about, this could be his last game, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, man, is he really content with walking away from this thing? Then, of course, they asked him, and he's going to give you something. You think he's going to give you nothing. But he gave us a little bit to chew on, like, uh-oh. And that's probably what got me a little bit leery of him coming back.
Yeah, the wording and the tone of it all, it kind of speaks to it. He doesn't sound as frustrated as he used to when he got the questions. He just kind of seems like he's facing it.
You sound real happy.
But at the same time, if you watch the post-game breakdown in the locker room where Kingsbury, broke him down,
right?
Larry looks like he's having so much fun.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's happy, like he's having a lot of fun.
He's having fun, and obviously any win is going to bring happiness, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when he said it felt like a funeral every day.
Yeah. But Larry's the type of guy too. I feel like every player would go through this in the offseason. They're gonna have, all right, I'm done.
Right.
They wake up the next day. I feel pretty good. Let's go.
That's called Brett Favre syndrome.
It's gonna happen throughout the offseason, and he's gonna figure it out. And the dude wants to keep playing. Come on. You're gonna tell me you want to get even a little bit closer to Jerry Rice? You just get a little bit closer.
I think he's content. Listen to him.
No, he doesn't know anything. We talked about this for a long time. I speak for myself, and if I have anything to say, I'll say it. I don't share my personal information with anybody. I told you, man, that this it's a job, and I love what I do. But when it's over, it's over, and I'm not gonna lose any sleep, man. I got a lot of great things ahead of me. Placeable, man. There'll be another number 11 here in a couple months after I leave. Yeah. He might not be as handsome as I am, but he'll be another number 11.
I'll tell you this, he's wrong about that. The second he decides he's done, that rafter is already going to be painted 11. They're going to put 11 on top of the ceiling. They're going to paint the heck out of it with 11s. There'll be no more 11 that wears Cardinal red.
I think he was really just trying to say, they'll replace me. It'll be another receiver in here at some point, and he's right. That's the reality of it. When he walks away, it's going to be devastating to all the Arizona the faithful that love him, but it's going to be business as usual. Okay, who are we replacing this guy with? It's like, when you're gone, nobody really cares after you leave. They care. We care as a community, as Cardinal fans, but when it's time to keep winning, okay, who we getting next? Everybody's looking for that next guy.
Well, because you have to, because this isn't just a hole. This is a cataclysmic sized hole. This hole exists, it's apocalyptic. The world is ending when he's gone. If you tell me 2020 isn't going to have number 11 suiting up, it's not going to feel the same.
Right. Let me ask you this question real quick. With the rumors that are going around with Landry and Odell kind of complaining and crying, talking about come get me, blah, blah, blah. Do you think they've lost confidence in Baker Mayfield as their quarterback and want Kyler now because they see what Kyler can do?
Man, so I saw the post game picture where Baker and Kyler exchanged jerseys. Kyler had the biggest smile I've ever seen, bigger than when he got drafted. This is the game that he wanted.
Right.
This is hey, I showed you up, and like we're close, and like I got the better of you. Like this is when you beat your buddy in a video game, and like he's still hanging out afterwards, and you still got to show him up.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Kyler looked good, but like enough to be like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore. It's just it's so hard to see people do that and be like, yeah, come to my team. I think it'll work out because you seem like you're a good guy, even though you're complaining about your current team and your employer. It's hard to want those guys. It's especially because the model that Arizonans have had is the guy that has never complained publicly about anything, not even the weather. I mean, he's happy with everything. And
well, truth be told, we need one of those. We need a guy like that, probably not just from the standpoint of him being a problem. No, but I'm talking about his talent. We need that type of talent to actually push this team to the next level. We can't sit back and wait and get that little kid and try to groom a kid and try to find another dude on a trash heap and try to resurrect his career. We don't need any more of that. Let's go. Let's do a Arizona Diamondback and go after a player to come in and make a difference in this team.
The problem, though, with that is the cost is going to significantly impact the defense, which we need help with.
Need that, exactly. Yeah.
So you trust Steve Keim to find some sort of bargain.
Creators on the defensive end, linebacker wise and coming off the edge wise that they can get on a cheap. But I still think you want to keep the offense dynamic and get a guy in here that's got some speed. Landry in this offense would be freaking awesome.
Of course it would.
Right, but we'll see how that's going to turn out. I love what they did with Hassan Reddick, put him on the edge. Haven't seen him do much. I mean, he had almost a sack last week and and he's able to get off blocks pretty good. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes with us coming down the pipe. Another show, another Monday night, another show is gone and come and gone. Hopefully next week, again, we can get another Cardinal win.
Yeah.
But this was a pretty good win. We'll sleep on it. We'll relax on it for a good week and get back to it on Sunday. So thank you for joining us, Bird Gang. Thank you again, Christy Rodriguez, for joining us again. And we will catch you next week, Bird Gang. Peace out.
See you.